She's the mastermind behind podcasts, the queen of hosting live events, and the editing expert who makes everything I say sound way cooler than it actually is. It's Event About It with Rachel Kopczyk. Hey everybody, welcome to Event About It. I'm your host, Megan Martin, and if you've attended events or watched TV, you've probably seen our guest this week. She's interviewed everyone from politicians to business visionaries to even star athletes. She's a regular on local news and guest starred on programs on Oxygen, CW, and most recently, Netflix. Welcome to the studio, Rachel.
Thank you, Megan. We were talking before we started, and I'm the one normally doing the interviewing, and it's so fun to be on the other side.
You're the guest this time, so we're excited because your handle definitely lives up to its reputation, lady on TV. I just finished watching Zero Day on Netflix. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit, but it was super cool to see you, especially episode 4, front and center. So tell us a little bit about how you went from sort of the acting on TV into the event space, because you also do a lot of hosting at live events, digital events, even hosting hybrid programs from live events, which is my favorite. How did you get into that?
Yeah, well, first I want to talk to you about the Lady on TV handle, because that was actually born at an event. My first ever event, I worked doing digital content. They had the digital content all around the lobbies of the convention center, and they were playing me on a loop, right? And it's my face, and it's looped for 4 days. And all of these people just kept going, "Oh, you're that lady on TV. You're that lady on the TV." And I was like, yes, I am. And I have a crazy last name, Kopczyk. It's spelled nothing like it sounds. And that was when like Instagram was being born and all of these things. And I needed something that people could easily like find, because nobody can find Kopczyk. You have to like copy paste, right? to find it. So I love that that's how that even started. And then getting into the events world, I was working in local news. I started out as a local news producer and did on-air stuff, lived in multiple cities doing that. And the show I was on CW Oxygen ended up going off air. And I was looking for part-time job, full-time job, whatever I could find. And I ended up getting introduced to a company that was just starting out creating digital video marketing content for events. And they wanted it to be news style and daily recappy. And I was like, oh, well, that's literally what I do. That's what I've been trained my whole life to do, is produce content and be on camera and interview people. It's like all in my wheelhouse. And it just kind of went from there. Was that your question?
Yeah.
I'm not the best like person to be interviewed, because I will just keep going. And like, it's so different when you're the host. Anyway, go on.
No, I love that. So now that you've kind of been on both sides in live TV, on set with shows and movies and doing live events, like, do you have a preference? Like, would you go back? I mean, obviously you're still doing shows because you were just on Netflix, but do you have a preference?
I don't miss local news. It's a real grind. Anybody who's ever done it, and if you've left it, you look back fondly, but also there's some crazy shit that happens in local news and the grind and the phone calls. So I don't miss that. I really do love anything live event. I love presenting on, like, I love the MC side of things. That's so much fun for me. Also because you just get to put it all there, and then you're done. And I'm done. And I go back to my hotel room or go to the event and go mingle with the attendees. And it's just so much fun for me. And I love being able to get audience reaction in that real time sort of performance way without really performing. It's all so much fun. And then being able to act, be in commercials and be on a Netflix show. I really do love all of it.
That's awesome. I couldn't agree more about events and having a finite end to it, right? Like, you don't have to keep lingering or thinking about it or bringing the work home. Like, when the event is over, the work's not necessarily over, but like the stress and the headache of like producing said live event is pretty much done, and you can move on to the next one.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that, all live events things. And
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, like maybe one day we'll have to have a spin-off of event about it, like news about it. And it's like all the
Yes.
funny chaos that goes on with local news. Cause I mean, certainly here where I live, the local news has some crazy stories. And I've even seen like crazy stuff happen watching. So I can only imagine what behind the scenes looks like producing
I
said local news.
I can't even tell you. There would be an endless amount of stories, Megan. We'll have to produce. I'll have to produce that. Maybe that's my next podcast, is that, because I'm just thinking this is relevant to one of your questions coming up, but the worst mistake I ever made producing local news was I accidentally wrote a script for an anchor. Like, as a producer, that's what you do. You pick the stories that go in the newscast, and then you write all of the words that come out of the anchor's mouth, like 90% of it. And then they just tweak it. And I accidentally killed like a politician. Like, I thought they were dead, but they were alive. And I was so like convinced that they were dead. And I never like questioned it. And I wrote the script, the anchor proofread it. They went on the air and did it. And they were like, so I don't remember who it was. They were like, so-and-so is dead. I was like, yeah. And then he was like, I don't think so. And we looked it up and I was like, oh my God, they're not dead. Am I going to get fired? And he's like, no, nobody watches our news. It's fine. We were like the number 4 station in a market like 190, which basically means the boonies of the backwoods. And literally like nobody watched. And
You're
I
getting
was
like 50 viewers a week or something.
yes, that was my life. That's where I started. Thank God, though, because if I had done that in a bigger market, can you imagine all the emails and like handwritten letters? Oh, there are so many stories, but we can move on and stick to the events stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
that's your new podcast. And that
Thank
kind
you.
of leads me into, so for those listening that don't know, Rachel is the magician behind Event About It production. She does all the magic behind the scenes. She also produces her own passion project, House of Hockey, which we know you love hockey.
Yeah.
And you have a few other podcast clients that you work with. So how did you get into podcasting? Like, it's been around longer than I think people give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's getting really popular now. Why and how did you get into podcasts?
I got into podcasts because of a guy I was seeing.
I mean, we've all been there, right?
Feel free to judge. However, he was a great guy. He's still alive. That sounded weird, like he was dead. He's not dead.
Okay.
He's still very much alive. And he was hosting a sports podcast at the time, and it was really successful. He'd been doing it, I feel like, for a couple of years. And a girlfriend of mine at the time, we were trying to spitball and come up with something to do. We both love sports, and we birthed the idea of doing a sports podcast, not House of Hockey. It's a different one that I don't do anymore. And the guy I was seeing was so gracious and happy to help. He sat down, he showed me how to do everything from the back end and like what equipment to buy, how to do it, how to upload it, all of the things. And we just took off and started doing it. And then because I was doing that, people started reaching out to me like, hey, you do podcasts. Can you produce my podcast? And I was like, yeah, sure. Let's do it. What do you want to do? And because of my background in news, which is really relevant to events and everything now that I do in podcasting, being able to produce a show and write an intro like you've done and come up with segments and come up with topics and make it interesting for the listeners and the viewers, that was just baked into my brain for so long that it was just a natural transition into the podcast space.
That's awesome. Do you see more people transitioning some of their marketing and adding podcasts in there? Like, why do you think podcasts are becoming as popular as they are now?
There's a couple of reasons that podcasts are as popular as they are now. I think a lot of people, and I've consulted with friends and potential clients on this, they think it's just really easy and you just become famous like Joe Rogan or whoever. And it's not. It's still like a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And if you do it right, where you leverage your content and use it for blog posts and you use it for bonus content behind paywalls, and you utilize your time and creating value or entertainment, it's great. But like, look at the people who are the most popular. There's like very few. The other thing that makes it really popular and exciting is that you can niche. I never say it right. I should, but I don't. Like Chipotle, I can't say that either. Like you go down, like you niche down really small, and you can do that in podcasting, and you can build a really great community.
Yeah.
And I think that's really valuable to people. Like you can have a knitting podcast. You can talk about how to grow roses and roses only. There's so many topics and things that you can do that really connect with people, and they're really accessible and they live forever, and it is easy to do, but it is still work. And I think
It's
there's
easy to do, but it's hard to do well. I've learned over, and it's the same kind of concept with YouTube. I mean, there's thousands and probably millions and millions of YouTubes out there. I mean, I learned how to do all kinds of stuff on YouTube, but to make that a business and do it well takes skill. You know, anybody can do a podcast, but to do it well and make it a business and leverage it appropriately, I think is spot on. And you have to have strategy behind it, just like events, just like anything else. You can do stuff to do stuff, but without a strategy, what's the point? Okay, well, let's get into our first fun segment here, where it's time for Would You Rather? The game where we throw out into the wild event planning dilemmas and we see how you survive. Think fast, choose wisely. Let's get into it. So first up, would you rather forget your opening line or your closing statement?
I would rather forget my closing statement.
Any reason why?
Yeah, because opening line usually is like when I teach people how to be a host or how to do interviews or anything, the thing I tell them is just remember the first sentence that you're going to say. Memorize the first sentence you're going to say, because then all the rest of it will fall into place. Once you set yourself up, you're fine. Even if you forget all the stuff in the middle, it doesn't matter. You've at least like got your gateway into talking on the stage. But if you forget your first line, you end up standing in front of something with like a deer in headlights, and you're like, where am I? Am I at the car show? Am I in a medical field? What am I doing? Who are all these people staring at me? Closing statement, you could just be like, and that's it. Thanks. Goodbye.
It's so true. It's so true. Okay. Would you rather lose your voice the morning of your speech or trip getting on the stage?
Trip. I would rather trip. I am so fine making a fool of myself and being able to learn to laugh it off and play it off. As long as I don't hurt myself, Megan.
There we go. I like it. Would you rather accidentally call the host by the wrong name or mispronounce the event name?
I'd rather mispronounce the host's name. The event name, you kind of got to get that right.
I would agree. I had a speaker MC friend of mine recently say the wrong event name when she was like, and it was a pretty blaringly not even close, like same acronym, but like the associations could have not been more different, like fundamentally from each other. And she was like, I've never been more mortified. It also reminded me of a time I went to school, graduate school at Kennesaw State, and my last year there, they started a football program, and they hired Vince Dooley. It's in Georgia. He's like a big name at University of Georgia, former coach. He was on like the exploration committee if they should even do this football program for the school. And he, on the press conference to say like, we are doing the football program, he called it's KSU, Kennesaw State, and he called it Kansas State. We're so excited. Kansas State University is getting a football program.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's like me killing somebody on the air, you know?
Yeah, totally. Okay. Would you rather wear an uncomfortable outfit that looks great or a comfy outfit that looks unprofessional?
I am always in uncomfortable clothes, Megan. All of what I do.
Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain.
It is all uncomfortable. My feet, my hair, my face, my clothes, this bra, the Spanx, all of it is uncomfortable. But that's the way to do it. That's the only thing you can do. And you just kind of suck it up and you do it. I could not imagine walking out onto a stage in front of people in what you don't see me and like what you see me on my like Instagram stories. No, I'm not doing that. No, give me the tight, uncomfortable clothes.
For sure. I mean, the only time I couldn't agree more, I did like an unprofessional look is during COVID. did a hybrid event, moderated a panel, and it was the first time everyone was getting together in some sort of large capacity. It was January of 21. And so we made light of the situation because we were all together. So like on the bottom, I had like slippers and sweatpants on, but then the top, I had like a blazer and like hair and makeup done, and it was fun. But I
Oh wait,
agree.
don't get it twisted, Megan. I am sitting here with it on the top, and I've got my slippers on the bottom
Nice.
and sweatpants. So
Same. I'm
it's
in
all
that
relative.
case.
Okay,
I,
we know
I
how to do it now.
I agree. But as my mother was always said, when you look good, you feel good, you present good.
Amen
So
to mama.
how it goes. All right. Would you rather get stuck answering audience questions all day or get no feedback at all?
I would love to answer audience questions all day.
Same.
No feedback, crickets, and especially when you make a joke or like something on stage and it's just silence or because nobody's paying attention. That's the worst feeling because the whole point is to be able to connect with the audience and have them with you and be
Yeah.
there. That's why I'm there. So it's like
That's literally why people hire you.
literally. And so it's really difficult when that doesn't happen. And it happens in a delay, right? Because of the way for or at least in my brain, like when I do MC things, because of the way the speakers go, there's a delay and then in a delay in what I'm saying, and you have to ignore that, which is really weird, but you keep talking and then the audience doesn't laugh until after the delay. And so it's a weird balance, but because I'm always like, oh shoot, did my joke not land? And I'm not a comedian, right? But try to bring a little levity, you know?
I agree. It just reminds me, like, one of my favorite shows is Parks and Recreation. And it just reminds me of when Leslie Knope is running for office and she puts that, like, awkward Rodney Dangerfield, like, line in her speech. And Ben Wyatt's like, and right about now, she's going to make a bad joke and no one's going to laugh. And it's like crickets every time.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. It happens though.
Sometimes. All right, last one. Would you rather have your speech go viral for a great reason or for an embarrassing mistake?
You know, the logical brain is saying for something inspirational, you want to go viral, but also, you know, who cares? Let me go viral, whatever it is, falling up the stairs and people loop me and put me on Instagram reels of falls of people falling down. Sure. Great. Put the
Same.
name out there. Let's go for it.
So I asked my girlfriends over text message. I said I have to tell a funny story about myself at a session coming up. Like, what's your favorite Megan Martin story? And none of them were good. They were all like horrible moments, not my finest moments of the hour. Hilarious, nonetheless. But like, and then of course they started sending photos, which I was not good either. And I was like, oh yeah,
Always.
that was a really good time, but like probably shouldn't share that again.
Yeah, I got those stories too.
It's time to give credit where credit's due. This is one of my favorite things to do. I
Mhm.
love to shout it out. I don't think we do this enough as humans, but this is hats off. The part where we tip our hats, throw some confetti, and hype up 5 people who are absolutely crushing it. No humble brags, just straight up praise. Who makes your list?
Like in the event space in
Any
general,
space.
anybody?
Anybody. Who's crushing it
Well,
these days?
we have to shout out Mary Hyam, our mutual friend who paired us
Yeah,
together. And
for
she's
sure.
always connecting people. And if you're in the events world, you've heard that name and you know Mary Hyam. So her. I'm really loving Serena Williams
Okay.
for her Super Bowl performance. And
Oh, crushed
if
it.
you've gone down that hole of all of the drama behind the Kendrick Lamar and all that, like, yes, she's a badass. Just
She
like
is.
totally called out her ex. The whole thing. That was awesome. I have to pick 5.
We don't have to do 5, but maybe one more.
Um, it has to be positive, right? I want to vent
Not
about
necessarily.
somebody, but it's
Well,
not right.
let's just segue right into the
No.
event of the week. Come on. Event of the week. It's my favorite therapy session. The event fails, the unexpected chaos, the are you kidding me moments. So, what's your event of the week?
Okay, Meghan Markle. Excuse me, Sussex.
That's not even a last name.
I know. I'm like, what? I
I
saw
agree.
this clip with Mindy Kaling, again,
Kaling, yeah,
names. She's like interviewing Meghan Markle. I will not watch her show. And I know a lot of
same.
people right now are pissed off that I am putting her down, but like I could never get on the Meghan Markle train.
I'm with you.
And she was like, it's so funny. You keep calling me Meghan Markle. It's Sussex. And it was like, um, you are living in an alternate reality and you've made me dislike you so much more.
In fairness, I did see this one review about it because I'm with you. I'm not about the show. I don't get it. I think she's completely out of touch. But someone said, I don't remember who it was, but like that's the point of her, right? Like it's
Yes.
so not authentic. It's so out of left field. It's just not anything the rest of us would live or breathe or participate in. Like none of us are friends with Mindy Kaling. Like it's just so out of touch, and that's the chaotic beauty of it all and why so many
Yeah.
people tune in. It's not for me. It's not my cake. I'm not going to eat it, but God bless
No.
all the people who do because I can't stomach it. I don't even want to like accidentally click on it on Netflix to get it in the algorithm. Like I'm probably going to find a way to like ignore so that Netflix is very clear that
Yeah.
this is not for me.
You need to thumbs down it, like actually put that into the algorithm.
Yes, cuz
Uh
I can't
we eat the Bravo cake. That's our entertainment of
all day.
nonsense of things, you know.
Yes,
My only
listeners will
other
quickly find that I love all things Bravo. We will talk Bravo. Like anybody wants to talk to me about any Bravo show, I watch all of them. Happy to talk to you all day about it.
to make a Bravo reference, when I saw that Meghan Markle clip, I was like, clip, clip. And if you
Yes,
don't know, you can look it up. But Dorinda is
100%.
queen. I was like,
The queen.
this, what? I mean, I just,
We'll have to
I
do a
don't
whole
have this.
episode about her Traders reunion look because my God, like girl, you are better than that outfit. What are we doing here?
Okay, wait, can I vent about one thing in the event space?
Yes.
It has long bothered me, and I am still going to try to find a solution one day. But the convention center coffee, the free coffee,
The
is the
free coffee to
worst.
you that the planner has to pay for or the free
Correct.
okay.
The free coffee that the planner, you have to pay to provide for not just me, their staff, all the attendees, is the worst fucking coffee I've ever had in my life, Megan. It tastes like 8 days old. It's burnt. It's too hot. It burns my tongue. It has no caffeine in it, I'm convinced.
Yeah, it's dead.
Why? You guys spend so much money for the coffee and tea to be everywhere. And it is the worst thing I have ever had in my life.
Like when we say expensive, hundreds of
Uh-huh.
dollars for a gallon. Like that
Mhm.
is the most expensive cup of coffee. Like there was one event that I just gave out gift cards to the local coffee shop across the street to everyone because it was cheaper than
Yeah.
ordering coffee through the venue. Because you're paying hundreds of dollars for a gallon of coffee that gives like I don't know, 12 cups, 15 cups of coffee. It ends up being like $20 for a cup of coffee in some cities you go. It's insane. And it's garbage coffee.
It doesn't taste like it shouldn't be called coffee. It should be called convention center water. We could call it whatever we want, but I
It is
refuse to
garbage.
drink it. I never drink it. I hate it. I want to come up with a solution, a large scale solution for the kitchens at all the convention centers, even the ones that are like proudly serving Starbucks coffee. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, it might be a Starbucks bean, but it is not Starbucks coffee.
No, ma'am, it is not. I got conned into trying one of those, and I took a sip, and I was like, "This, no, it ain't. Mm-mm. You just put that sign out there, and hope people drink it." It's my least favorite thing, and it drives me
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, I agree. I don't drink convention coffee either. And hey, if any of the hotels are listening, hit us up. We're happy to talk to you about how to make your coffee better.
Yes,
Because you're
like
right, it's garbage.
whatever kind of machine we can create, and I'm not talking about Keurigs. Don't give me
Yes.
another piece of bad coffee. Don't give me plastic coffee now with the plastic pods. I can't. Nope, that's not. Nope. We got to figure out how to make smaller batch coffee and scale it, keep it warm, keep it caffeinated. It's another
Or
problem for
Starbucks,
another
you're
day.
listening. Let's talk to Starbucks. We got to get better coffee to conventions.
Amen.
I feel
Thank
that
you.
vent. Feel it. Feel it.
I feel better. I feel so much better.
Okay. Well, last segment. This is my favorite, absolutely favorite. It's time to event about it. The part of the show where our guest spills the tea on memorable event moments, whether it's huge success, a total disaster, or just pure chaos. We want to hear it all. So share a crazy story with us. You've been to a lot of events. You've hosted even more. So give us a crazy story.
Yeah, I can't give you like a happy one. Those are so boring. We're not.
Yeah.
It's not what
No,
we're
here
doing
we want to learn from the mistakes, learn from the disaster. Like everybody shares all the good stuff. Like we want the real stuff.
I think the worst event was my first ever event where I was producing digital content. I had never been to an event or a conference in my life, and I got hired to produce daily recap videos. And that's where the lady on TV was born, amongst all of the other things that were happening at this event. Our server crashed while we were in a mid-edit, and it was like 11:30 p.m. And this has to go to like shuttle buses and all these things. And we were there till like 2 a.m. trying to recover this content and all this edit. On top of it, the meeting planner had a medical emergency and couldn't come to the event. My first ever event, meeting planner can't come. I have no idea what I don't even know what a conference is. I've never been. I'm just making videos. Like, I don't know what's happening here.
With no planner. Oh man.
The planner had a wonderful team of people, but like the planner was gone, who like birthed this idea and hired us, and it was their baby and it was their project. But the silver lining in that was they were able to watch it because we put it online. And they weren't able to be at the event, but they were able to see what was happening at the event. This was before, COVID, and like now everybody has this like virtual side of events. But
of course,
the worst part was a rat was running down the hallway near our room, just big ass rat running around. There were also rats up in the ceiling of our workroom, scratching along that ceiling stuff.
Gosh.
Yeah. In a windowless room where I have never been to a conference. The freaking computers are crashing. I've got 10 people I'm trying to manage. I've got an associate producer who's on the verge of tears because she is just so overwhelmed and has never had to deal with something like this. It was a lot for your first event. If anything went wrong or could have gone wrong, it did.
I'm surprised you're still doing it. If that was your first experience, you're probably like, is this normal? Like, is this how our events are supposed to go?
No, they are not. I mean, the whole event ran smoothly, like without the planner. Like the team that this person has is phenomenal. And I still work with them today, which says a lot. So, but the other thing that happened, and this one happened recently, we walk into our workroom. There are mouse traps, again with the rats and the mice, mouse traps all around the corners of our workroom. No. What? I'm sorry. You want me to work in here? I am deathly afraid of mice. I do not have worked really hard to overcome this fear. It's not going to happen for me. And I was like, we're just supposed to work in here? This is normal? Oh, okay, great. So every morning we would go in and like hope that there wasn't a mouse running around.
Or a dead one in the trap. Like, what if you walked in the morning, there's already dead mice like in the trap? Oh, no.
Yeah. But they just like let us go, like let us work in there. Like, okay, God, no. Yep, this is happening. Turns out the mouse was in the staff room, the staff office. They saw it running around the staff office and couldn't, we're frantically trying to get it out. I was hiding under a table. I would be so out of there and like demanding discounts on our bill from the convention center. Like big bills. Like you can't charge me money for this. This is ridiculous. So that was really not great. And apparently the a person who worked at the convention center was feeding the mice, like happily feeding them. And that's why they were everywhere. And that's why they were in all of the rooms. This wasn't in like
fireable offense.
Oh, no. Nope. I think the person still worked there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, note to planners, if you're going on site visits, be sure to look for mousetraps, and maybe that's not a great venue if they're already putting mousetraps out on your site.
It was like, yeah, just, ask them about their pest control plan and what happens if there's a pest incident and what kind of discount you'll get if there's something like that happens.
Hey, something to add to your RFPs. What is your sustainability practices and what's your pest control issues?
Hey, that's real. Could you imagine?
No. I mean, I've definitely been at events and have hosted events with rodent problems. And there was one event I did, and there was like a mouse that ran across stage in the middle of a speech.
Oh my God. Oh my God. See, I don't know if I would have kept my cool if I was on the stage. I probably would have. If it had come towards me, that's when I would be standing on top of the podium and like looking. That's where I would go viral, Megan. That is the moment that I would go viral for. A mouse runs across the stage and the MC freaks out, jumps up on the podium. Yeah, that's what would happen.
If we're going to be in event space, that is a proper use of the word podium. You stand behind a lectern and you stand on a podium. So lesson of the day. Bravo. EIC. There we go. Put that in your apex. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure eventing about it. Mm-hmm. Recently, you appeared on a Netflix show, 0 Day, episode 4. Make sure you look for Rachel if you're watching that show. Fabulous, fabulous show. She's a superstar. What's next for Rachel? Where can people find you?
You can find me in episode 4 of Netflix. Yep, there's one close-up. Don't blink, you'll miss it. And I will be starring in, that sounds ridiculous. I sound like Meghan Markle it's Meghan Sussex.
Hats off, own it.
I will be in a marketing advertisement, I think video and maybe print for a financial institution. I can't say these things, I don't think. I sign a bunch of contracts that I don't really read. And but yeah, it's not out yet. If it will, I will share. But yeah, I got to do a commercial. So yeah, I played a businesswoman. Could you imagine, Megan?
I love it. Well, we can always find you at ladyontv.com and all your fun Instagram stories on Lady on TV.
Thanks for having me, Megan. This was so fun.
Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Event About It, where we turn event mishaps into marketing gold. If you've enjoyed the chaos, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this with anybody who needs a good laugh. Other ways to engage with Event About It, head to our website, eventaboutitpodcast.com, send us a voicemail, contact form, or even email us all your events, all your stories. Promise they stay anonymous, and we'll feature them on a future episode. And while you're there, be sure to join the Square Squad, where you can access bonus content, engage with episode guests, and catch the Event About It after show for dynamic dialogue, where this week, Rachel and I flip the script, and she gets to ask me the burning questions about why this podcast, why now, and what we hope to improve about events in the future. Until next time, keep growing, keep laughing, and definitely keep eventing about it.